Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Sabansi. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a hell of a show for you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. Be sure to hit all notifications to be notified the second we publish our content. Let me get into this topic here, because this is a topic that I think is going to surprise some people, but it's something that's irritating me, and it's something I want to talk about. And you know, I'm going to let my feelings be known on this issue. As you guys know, the playoffs are quickly approaching, and teams are basically settling into who they're going to be facing in the playoffs. Most teams kind of have it figured out, but some teams are still trying to figure out their seedings, especially in the Western Conference. So what happened? There were a plethora of games yesterday, a lot of games, as a matter of fact. A lot of teams played yesterday. But there was a game that took place between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Los Angeles Lakers yesterday. And during that game, if I'm not mistaken, Anthony Davis played, but he got hit in his eye where he had to actually exit the game, where he couldn't play for, I believe, the second half. So AD only played 12 minutes in that game. And LeBron James himself did not play. So the Lakers ended up losing 117, I believe, to 127. On the other hand, though, Anthony Edwards did play, who is the young star, one of the young rising stars in the NBA. And he finished that game with 26 points on 45% shooting from the field, 37.5% from the three, while getting you 8 assists, 1 steal, 1 rebound, 1 turnover. So they were able to be victorious and ultimately come out and win that game against the Los Angeles Lakers. But in typical Anthony Edwards fashion, he always finds himself talking trash. What is it about, you know, the Lakers and all of that stuff. And it's something that's beginning to get on my nerves. And I'm going to tell you why. And we're getting this from a fadeawayworld.net article. But before we even get into that, this video is brought to you by our sponsor, PrizePicks. PrizePicks is really simple. Instead of just selecting a team, you just select 2 or more players, pick more or less their projected stats, and then you place your entry. For example, this week, I'm selecting 2 entries. Stephen Curry for more than 25 points, and then I got Anthony Davis for more than 2 blocks, and Damian Lillard for more than 4 3-pointers made. PrizePicks is also the only daily sports platform with an injury insurance policy. So for example, if you have a player who gets injured in the first half and doesn't return to the second half, that player gets automatically rebooted. What I also love about PrizePicks is that it offers weekly promotions like Taco Tuesdays. Each Tuesday, PrizePicks discounts select player projections up to 25% to provide even more value. So go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match of up to $100. That's go to prizepicks.com/CLNS, use code CLNS for a first deposit match of up to $100. And once again, once you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So let me get into what this article had to say. It says, Anthony Edwards calls out Lakers players after Wolves' easy win in LA. Anthony Edwards was not happy about the Lakers players talking trash when the team met last March. Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves recorded a 127-117 win over the Los Angeles Lakers on Sunday night. After the game, Edwards had something to get off his chest when he was walking down the hallway of Crypto.com Arena, as per Star Tribune's Chris Hine. As he was walking down the hallway, Anthony Edwards was referring to the Lakers talking a bit the last time. When we didn't have Gobert last time, we had him this time, he said, for all to hear. You can understand Edwards perhaps being a bit miffed over the Lakers talking when the teams last met on March 10th. Not only was Rudy Gobert not playing, but Karl Anthony Towns was out as well, and the Timberwolves lost 120-109 in their absence. To hear Lakers trash talk when they wouldn't have sat too well with the 22-year-old. And then the article went on to say a few other things there. Listen, here are my thoughts on Anthony Edwards real quick, and I'm gonna keep it gully. Maybe some people gonna feel a type of way. It is what it is, but this is my thoughts. This ain't the first time Anthony Edwards was talking trash. Anthony Edwards was also talking trash against a game where he played against the Clippers, actually 2 times. One of the games he was talking about, the Kawhi Leonard and all them, they too old. The next game, when Kawhi didn't play and they beat the Clippers, he was like, you know, it was a mismatches out there. He said, all I saw out there were just a bunch of mismatches, right? They had nobody to guard me, nobody to stop me. Fantastic. If I look at the NBA standings right now, the Minnesota Timberwolves are the #1 seed in the Western Conference, actually tied for the #1 seed in the Western Conference with the Denver Nuggets with a 54, and 24 record. Both of those teams have the exact same record. But here's what I'm noticing about Anthony Edwards. I'm beginning to get those John Morant vibes from Anthony Edwards. Those John Morant vibes. What am I talking about, those John Morant vibes? John Morant got the vibes of somebody that talks a lot of bleep, but has nothing to back it up with. Like nothing has accomplished, nothing to back it up with. You see John Morant talking trash to the Golden State Warriors, these dudes talking trash, but what has John Morant accomplished in the NBA? Nothing. Now, I know Anthony Edwards is a young player. He's cocky. It is what it is, whatever. But at the same time, my boy, and then we got another topic we're going to talk about it, him saying some stuff about LeBron, which we're going to get to in a minute, depending on when you see these shows. But he was talking trash, like, you know, to go on at LeBron. I'm like, yo, hold up. What have you done in the NBA? I know that they're trying to push to make you the face, one of the faces of the NBA. I know it's a concerted effort. Maybe we can turn dude into the face of the NBA. The fact of the matter is, Anthony Edwards been in the NBA all these years. Nobody was checking for him to make him the face. You had John Morant. You had other dudes. As a matter of fact, you're talking about, Victor Wembanyama. They're only tapping him on the shoulder because he's an American player, and they need an American face as well. So I understand that. But hold up, slow your roll. Because the Lakers and all of this stuff that you're talking about, they've actually won championships. Like those players you're talking about, some of them actually have rings. 80 of those dudes have rings. What rings do you have? If I'm not, hold on, let me see. Has Anthony Edwards even been to the playoffs before? Let me see. I got to pull it up. Has Anthony Edwards, let me see. Anthony Edwards stats. Has Anthony Edwards been to the playoffs? Let me see. I don't think he has, but I just want to verify this and be on the safe side so I don't just make assumptions here. Regular season, Anthony Edwards has been in the NBA for, this is his 4th year. How many? I think he made it into the play-in, if I'm not mistaken, or the playoffs or whatever. You can't be talking trash when you've only played 11 games in the NBA playoffs. Like, you just can't do that. Like, I mean, yeah, I understand it, but like, oh, you know, he's a young boy. You got to get it off his chest and say what he thinks and, you know, this and this. But once you start talking that type of talk, what's going to end up happening is in the beginning, the same way with John Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies, people loved it. But after a while, if you don't start delivering, people are going to call you out. Now, I think he's going to get back Karl Anthony Towns. I think he's going to get back Rudy Gobert. And you got to show up and show out. But to me, you can't talk trash to people that have done more than you. That's just me, though, right? Like, we're into content creation. A lot of people make content that are not fans of what we produce, which is cool, right? But I can't be responding to you at 16.3K. I can't take you seriously because you haven't proven that you have what it takes to build a good platform for me to even respond to you. Because at that point, it looked like you're trying to ride somebody's wave. Like, nah, I'm not going to respond to you. You haven't even put in the work. You haven't proved that you're worthy to be responded to because your stuff ain't working. So why would I respond to you? That's like me talking trash to Shannon Sharp, who has millions of followers, and I'm sitting here expecting Shannon Sharp to holler back at me and talk back. You're like, nah. This dude don't even have 500,000 subscribers, and I'm going to be here talking to him. And some people are like, yeah, it's not just about subscribers. Yeah, I get that, but it also is about the accolades. What did Kobe always say? I want to be able to feel like I can sit at the table with Jordan and Magic and all of these guys. And for him to do that, he knows he needed to win rings. You ain't got no rings. You ain't even got one. You ain't never even been to the playoffs. My boy, you still fighting to get in the play-in. I've been in the playoffs at least once or twice. I've been knocked out a few times in the round, but at least I've been. You haven't even been to the play-in. So come on, like, cut it out with all of this talk. Like, go out there, win something, and then start talking. But if you haven't won anything, stop that. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We'll catch you on the next show. Peace.